What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Living Big with Big Reg. I know I've been gone for some time. Had a couple of situations pop up, and I haven't really been myself as of lately. But your boy is back. All right, at least I'm trying to be. Now, let's talk about a few things here. Um, Before we get into what our purpose is for being here today. What up? I see my boy Jay's in the building. What's good, sir? Make sure y'all go sub to my boy. Um, I just want to say before we really get into everything, make sure you love yourself. All right, love yourself, and everything else will fall in line. Okay, love yourself. Stay positive. Put that smile on, and it affects everyone, not just you. So love yourself, and everything else will fall in line. All right. Now, to talk about what we're here for, NFL free agency, right? It's crazy in these free agent streets right now. So, just to name a few things, um, a former Raven, two former Ravens have moved on to become a Bengal and a Steeler. Those aforementioned players being Patrick Queen to the Steelers and Geno Stone to the Bengals. Once friends, now bitter enemies, right? Bitter rivals. Wish them both the greatest in their careers. Hey, facts, right? Facts. Um, that was an interesting move by those teams, and just funny enough, just to talk about the Steelers move. I have a buddy who's a Steelers fan, right? We all know I'm real good friends with Shug. Shug is a Steelers fan, but I have another buddy who's a Steelers fan, and when he posted about the PQ signing, he was excited, and I went over to him. I just said to him, "Hey, he's not who everybody thinks he is," and he kind of took that comment as if I'm trying to be negative about the signing or trying to play down the level of the signing. The truth is, Patrick Queen is a very good linebacker, but he's got to be Robin, right? He's got to be the Robin to somebody else's Batman for him to be the best that he can be. Excuse me. That's one of the things that's been hindering me. Your boy's trying to get back. Um, but PQ has to be the Robin to somebody else's Batman. And that's not always one of those things where you 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 go to somebody and you say, "Hey, because he's got to be Robin, he's not good." That's not true. I feel like PQ is a very good linebacker. But as I said, he's Robin, right? So if you're going to pay him a contract to be Batman, you want him to be able to be Batman, but he's going to come out and be Robin. And that's the thing you got to wait and see with Pittsburgh is what position will they have him in? Will they have him playing Robin, or will they attempt to have him as their Batman? And if so, has he progressed enough to be a Batman? I don't think so, but it's a wait and see league, right? Everything changes with the NFL. When you move from one place to the next, things can be drastically different. What Jay say here? What y'all doing that got players y'all drafted and bought from the ground up to go to rival team? Hey, first off, I don't know why you saying y'all. I don't work for the Baltimore Ravens franchise, and I'm what I like to call a free agent fan right now. Okay, the Ravens can do things to earn me back, to get my respect back, but we know why I decided I need to take time away from Baltimore. They had me stressed out, and they're doing all these changes now. They're doing everything you would want them to do, right? Except the one thing that I wanted them to do, the head coach. I wanted John Harbaugh out the building. Now, is that up to me? No. But I'm also able to give my opinion and my thoughts and my feelings. I'm not asking them to take it into consideration. I'm just a man with a voice who is choosing to give his opinion. That's that. You see how you want to, Baltimore. Right? I know you could care less. You're going to make your millions and your billions anyway. So what I think doesn't really matter. Well, guess what? It actually does. So I'm taking my opinion and I'm saying earn my love back. Right? Just like you would in a relationship. Oh, you messed up? Well, you're going to have to earn that back. So I need you to earn that back. And one of the ways to do that would be fixing this offensive line and go ahead and get that star receiver. Get two of them if you can. I see you went and got Derrick Henry. That is both. I see the positive and negative sides of that. You get Derrick Henry, and all of a sudden, you've got a real running back in the backfield next to Lamar Jackson. Albeit, he's 30 years old. And for a back his size who plays very physical, there's a lot of wear and tear. But he seems to be the guy that breaks the mold because he's built for the wear and tear. We've never really seen anything quite like Derrick Henry, have we? We've consistently had the high amount of yards and consistently gotten better, whether it be in the second half of the game or the second half of a season. He just keeps going. So it'd be nice to see what him and Lamar do next to each other in that backfield. It's going to be crazy. But you got to fix the offensive line. You're missing three starters. You let three guys go on that offensive line, albeit they had to go. You still let them go. So let's get that fixed. Let's get that. I heard they're talking about trading for Debo Samuel from San Francisco. I'd love to see that addition as well. Let's make it happen. Mike Williams was just released by the Chargers. Go sign him. Go talk to him. Let's get these things done. You want to be a Super Bowl champion? These are the things you have to do to get there. My boy Brandon in the building. Was good, sir. I believe Brandon is in the process of maybe getting that channel back up and going. That's his call. Not my job to say. I think he should. He's a phenomenal content creator, especially when it comes to that field of cooking and recipes and food reviews. I mean, this man is the Don. And then and then on top of that, he comes on this show and provides his sports expertise, and it's absolutely welcomed and absolutely appreciated. So big ups to you, bro. And yeah, I see it here. He's trying to bring it back. So that's that. And I'm assuming when he brings it back, and I'm assuming actually next week he'll probably be on the show because I won't be doing my show tonight. That's why I'm getting it in now. And I did not have enough time to give him the heads up. Usually I would have him and Jay on with me, my two brothers, you know, even my boy Jared. But I didn't have the time. My schedule kind of went crazy on me today. So getting it in there now. Nice little early morning, afternoonish stream going here. So in other places in free agency, I mentioned that the Baltimore Ravens lost a couple of their offensive linemen. Well, two of them went to the Jets, and the Jets are still plucking former Ravens left and right. You know what I'm saying? He Here's the thing. If you're the Jets, are you going based off of what PF, you know, PF, whatever PFF says about our offensive line, or because I don't get it. If I'm a team like the Jets, who has a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who just tore his ACL and missed a full season, The last team I'm going to for offensive line is the Baltimore Ravens. There's no way I'm going to get Morgan Moses. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to get John Simpson. Well, they were probably our two worst graded offensive linemen. I know I watched them play. Matter of fact, me, John Simpson, and Morgan Moses got a lot in common. If you go back over the several times in the season in these games, they did exactly what I did. We sat and we watched Lamar Jackson play. You know how many times I saw those guys get spun around and they just looking at Lamar like, what you gonna do next? In the middle of the play? I don't know. I'm just saying it's not the place I would have went to go get a guy to protect my quarterback who's coming back off ACL injury. That's just my thoughts. I could be entirely wrong. Um, Other egregious things that kind of blew my mind: the Atlanta Falcons. You have a team. You're probably a QB away, and the QB you select is Kirk Cousins. Can we give Cousins his agent like some type of award for best agent of all time? He just got Kirk Cousins another $100 million guaranteed. What is going on here? What voodoo is he using to get this money for Kirk Cousins? Because Kirk Cousins doesn't have a playoff record that says, "Hey, we got to pay this dude." He hasn't been to a single Super Bowl. I don't even think he's been to a single NFC championship. I mean, is this all it takes? Because when it was time to pay Lamar, the critics say he shouldn't be paid for this reason, for that reason. But when it comes to Kirk Cousins, good old Kirk, give him whatever he wants. What is the thought process? It confuses me. Um, there's no reason Kirk should be getting paid what he's getting paid. Is he going to help Atlanta? Is he better than what they had? Sure. Is he going to get you over the hump to being a contender? No. No, he's not. If he does, I'll be completely shocked. But no, he's not. Another QB getting paid, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield just signed a $100 million contract extension with the Bucks. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You're right. You're right. Kirk did get the first fully guaranteed contract. Two of them. He got two of them back to back. But let me get this straight. Baker Mayfield has one good season with Cleveland, follows that up with a bunch of bad seasons in Cleveland, and then has a bad season with the Rams, bad season with the Panthers, ends up on Tampa Bay, has another one good season, and he's worth $100 million. Who's making these decisions? I'm not saying don't extend him. I'm saying don't give him $100 million. Because what exactly did he prove to you? I mean, it is what it is, right? You come in. I said early on in the season that the Buccaneers had a very good team. I felt like their defense was good enough, and I felt like they had the offensive weapons that all they needed was a quarterback to get over the hump. He played well enough that he got them to the playoffs, got them a playoff victory. But is he the guy? I believe they extended Mike Evans. So apparently they think if you keep the weapons around them, maybe add a little more on defense. We'll see what they do in the draft offensively. They think they can get there with Baker. I think that's another failed experiment. I think Baker comes at you that first year with a team, like when he gets that that type of offense, he's dangerous, right? Any QB can be dangerous with that type of offense. So that's what he was. But I think that's money that could have been well spent elsewhere. Just saying. That's just two QBs. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young. People, I am sick of hearing Bryce Young is too small. He's not that guy. Panthers made the wrong draft pick. Let's get this straight. The Panthers made a lot of mistakes. First and foremost, they should have tanked that season and ended up with the number one overall pick anyway, and still had DJ Moore there, and still had their other draft picks. That's one. That's one. That was the biggest mistake they made, was winning games in the season that they should have tanked. But drafting Bryce Young because you believe he's the guy is not a mistake. Because 9 out of 10 people thought Bryce Young was the guy when he was coming out of college. You can't then go after one season, he's not the guy. That's a terrible take. Terrible take. Because it's not like he had a horrible season as an individual player. He had a horrible team season. I've almost never seen a quarterback be on the run as much as Bryce was. Except I was a Ravens fan. I'm a Ravens fan, right? So Ravens fans seen Lamar run constantly, be on the run because of a bad offensive line. But outside of that, if you watched Washington, if you watched, well, no, not even Washington. I take that back because Washington did a pretty decent job of protecting Sam Howell. He's just not a good quarterback. But there's teams out there that don't know what protection is. Aaron Rodgers went down after 4 snaps because his old line couldn't protect him. Their quarterbacks were on the run for the rest of the season because the old line couldn't protect him. Same thing for Lamar. He was on the run all season because the whole line couldn't protect him. You take any quarterback, I don't care who it is. When Patrick Mahomes lost that Super Bowl to Tom Brady, his old line couldn't protect him. So you take any quarterback, you put him behind the line that's not going to protect him, they're going to look pedestrian. And that's what happened. Don't give up on a kid. He's extremely talented. There's no way you can look at Bryce and say he doesn't have what it takes. Give him an offensive line, which is what the Panthers are doing. I'm sorry, but I don't know if you noticed, but the Panthers signed 2 guards already and a tackle, I believe, this offseason. They're 100% focused on we're going to protect our guy and we're going to get him weapons because they signed a wide receiver too, if I'm not mistaken. I got to get the full breakdown on who it was they signed. Right? I had it in my head a second ago. But the Panthers are doing what it takes to take that next step for their quarterback. Right? It was Deontay Johnson. They traded for Deontay Johnson. Sorry. They traded for Deontay Johnson. They signed 2 offensive linemen or 3 offensive linemen. They know what they're doing. Yeah, they let some guys go on defense. But today's NFL is an offensive league. I know. The old school fans out there are going to say, well, defense wins championships. Tell that to the number one defense that sat by and watched the Baltimore Ravens offense only score 10 points and lose an AFC championship. Go tell them defense wins championships. I think they'll tell you it's a lie. Defense keeps you in games. Defense keeps you in games. It's time to change the whole saying. Defense keeps you in games. Offense wins championships. Plain and simple. Because you take the best offense with the best player, they're going to win. Now give. I know that's somewhat flawed. But let's look at the Chiefs, right? One of the best head coaches, the best quarterback, right? The best tight end. And what did they do? Win a Super Bowl. Why? Because they knew how to outplay any defense in the league. They knew how to do just what it took to win. And that to me is why it's an offensive league now. Because you can go out there and say, listen, I know these guys have a great defense, but their offense doesn't score. So if we could put up 17 points, we can win this game. Hands down. That's what the Chiefs did, right? That's what great teams do. That's what great coaches do. Okay? And that's what they did. And that's why they're the team to beat in the league. Just saying. I know people don't like to hear it, but it is what it is. And they continue to grow. I believe they signed tight end Irv Smith to add another weapon to that offense. Yeah, I believe they're going to go out and go after a couple of these wide receivers that are hitting free agency. I think they're going to go after Mike Williams, not just Baltimore. They're going to go after what Mike Williams as well. I think they're going to draft well because that's what they do. And I believe certain teams, like the Panthers, like the Chiefs, these other guys, they believe that they can stock up their defense in the draft and sign the best guys for the job. And I think this year might be one of the first years that Baltimore has actually thought we can improve defense through the draft, with the exception of them giving a $98 million contract to a defensive tackle. And I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's a really good player. He had one really good season. I think $98 million goes to a great player, not a really good player that you hope can repeat the success. It goes to a great player that you know will repeat the success. Just saying. Um, Trenton Simpson is going to be a monster, by the way. I really like Trenton Simpson. So quote me on that. I said that when he was drafted that I liked him. So we'll see what happens there. Let's talk about the Commanders. The Commanders, who I brought up before, they lost Gibson in the backfield, but they had a two-headed monster over there. So what did they do? They signed Eckler. It's like most of these teams know that you need certain things to succeed. Their next step is going to be getting a quarterback. A lot of people like Sam Howell. He's not that guy. You're not that guy. So I think Washington now moves forward to go get them a quarterback. I think maybe they go get Caleb Williams. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to see it happen. They lost a lot of their or let go of, not lost, they let go of a lot of their young talent on defense. But I believe they understand why pay this big contract for this defense. One of the guys which was often hurt, being Chase Young. Why pay big bucks for this defense where we could build this same defense again through the draft like we've been doing, and then stack all the cash on offense? They're preparing because they're gonna have to pay Scary Terry. They're gonna have to pay these receivers, right? They got a good offensive squad. Give them a quarterback, and instantly, like that, they're back on top of the NFC. Not back on top, but they're on top in general of the NFC East. By the way, the NFC East, the Giants, I know they're excited. They got Brian Burns. That's a big move for them. But you still got Daniel Jones at quarterback, so I don't trust you. Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones said you were all in. You've done nothing this offseason. Not a thing. So you're all in. Must be talking about the draft. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you thought you didn't have to make moves because Tony Pollard left. He's gone. He signed with somebody else. You don't have him anymore. So you have a running back position to figure out. You do need more offensive weapons. You need defense. Get it together, fellas. And the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh my goodness, the Philadelphia Eagles. These dudes, I want to know what it's like to be in the head of their owner, right? And their GM. Because they go out, they say, man, we had a rough season. I mean, I know we had Swift and we just couldn't get it going. Well, they went and got a running back. Not just a running back, right? They went and got the running back of free agency. They went and got Saquon Barkley. Now, somebody help me because I don't understand how every team doesn't have this mental process. We fell short. This was a problem. Let's fix it. The Eagles, they just built different mentally, right? They go, you know what? We're struggling with this. Our QB's running the ball a lot. Our running backs aren't getting the yards we thought they were going to get. Let's go get a running back. Not just a running back. Let's go get the running back. And they brought back Chelsea Gardner Johnson for the defense. So this is a team that people were telling me was cash strapped. Oh, the Eagles, yeah, they signed all these people, but they're never going to be able to pay. They won't have the money. They won't have the cap space. Somebody tell me where they're getting the money from. Where are they getting the cap space from? Because they're doing it. With ease, by the way. They are the bread and butter of what it should be like to run an NFL team. It's going to be fun. Fun, very fun watching that team next season. Albeit, Kelsey did retire, so you need a new center. Right? One of the best offensive linemen in football. He's going. So you got to replace him. But I wouldn't doubt that their replacement is already on the team. We got Miss Yolanda in the building. How you doing, Miss Yolanda? Another great content creator. Listen, we used to tease her about starting her channel. She is off and running like a rocket ship. Okay? Phenomenal content coming out. I think she hit us with 2 lives already this week. And we got another one coming. Friday? Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or is it tonight? You can have tonight. Let me know. Speaking of that, I might have another stream coming for you tomorrow myself. People, we might be getting Big Boy Talk episode 2. I'm trying to get it in the works. I'm trying to get it lined up with the scheduling. Big Boy Talk episode 2. We got some interesting subjects to talk about. Now, I'm gonna leave that where it is because I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Okay, we got it right here. We got the confirmation. Miss Yolanda, tonight, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Please go tune in, like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. Great content over there. I can't wait to go watch the show myself. So I'll be here. I'll be there. You already know. Jay says, just watching Interior online get signed and hoping the rookies y'all draft can hold their own against the beat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop saying y'all. All right, I haven't legitimately brought myself back to being a Ravens fan yet, so don't hit me with the y'all. But I can't wait to see the show tonight, Yolanda. I already know it's gonna be fantastic. You know I'm gonna be watching. I hope we get a 2-hour stream tonight. I'm just saying I've been waiting for one. I've been dying for it. But yeah, back to the Commanders. I mean the Eagles. The Eagles are the epitome. They're the definition of what a team should be in the NFL as far as ownership and their general manager doing whatever it takes to get that team built correctly to be better the following year. Just saying. Other teams, y'all need to take notes. Y'all need to take notes. With that being said, though, free agency has been very interesting. There's more moves to come, hopefully, and then we got the draft just around the corner. I haven't been doing much of my draft coverage like I'm supposed to. I've been slacking. I apologize. I will attempt to catch up with the prospects and see who I like and give you a nice little list of who I think certain teams should draft. Obviously, my first one is Caleb Washington should go get Caleb Williams. You already know how I feel about that. And shout out KBK, Caillou Blue Kelly, because he's staying on Washington. They might go somewhere. Just saying, the Ravens need a corner now. They should have kept him. But these other teams are making moves. One of the other big moves of the offseason that has to do with free agency is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, we talked about them signing Patrick Queen, but what we didn't get into was them signing Russell Wilson and what a difference that can make. Now, I know a lot of people were down on Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson had a pretty good year last year, despite being with the Denver Broncos, where he wasn't getting along with the head coach, and the offense just seemed to never fully click. But he did end up with 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, I believe the number was. And I don't know about you, but that is darn good for a starting quarterback. And I'll take that over a lot of stuff. And with Russ, you get a veteran who knows what he's doing. You don't have to worry about a rookie learning the system. I think it's a phenomenal pickup for them. Now the word is they're getting a lot of calls for baby mittens. So we'll see what happens. Um I think they keep him though and let him learn on a Russell, and then they figure it out from there. But this makes the Steelers a contender. We know how it is with TJ Watt on the defense. Now you add PQ over there, who, like I said, he's not a Batman, he's a Robin, but maybe he can be Robin to TJ. We'll see. They also need a safety over there because Peterson is gone. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. But they do have a few defensive moves they need to make. But maybe they get a rookie in the draft that shows up and shows out. Tomlin and company have been very good at drafting over in Pittsburgh, and that's one of the reasons they stay afloat. Is one of the reasons why they stay relevant in the NFL. Is because of their ability to draft. In other AFC North news, the Cincinnati Bengals, who I mentioned earlier, also who signed Geno Stone, also are now going to be shopping T. Higgins as he requested a trade. They couldn't come to a contract extension, so now my boy Higgins wants out. Now, I think they'll be smart enough not to trade within the division. I think they'll even attempt to not trade within the conference. But you got to take the best deal that comes. Baltimore, go give them the best deal that comes. That's all I'm going to say. Go give them the best deal. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. There's no money. There's no. Do whatever you got to do. Give the best deal. Be the Eagles. Be the Eagles. hey, hey, you never know. And it's funny that you say that, Yolanda. I would be upset about it too. But that's another thing that was brought up as a possibility. Bengals fans want Justin. And I can't blame them. What team doesn't want Justin, right? Minnesota has no QB, but you're trying to, and I believe you let go of your top running back. So now you're back in rebuild mode, but you got one of the best receivers in football, if not the best receiver in football. You're going to have to move up in the draft, get your quarterback, and see what happens. Or trade Justin. If you're going to trade Justin, I happen to hear that the Ravens are willing to trade whatever to get him. So yeah, think about giving them a call. Shoot, for that matter, get the Panthers a call. Panthers ain't got picks though. Panthers ain't got picks though. So that might be a problem. Trading might be a problem for the Panthers. Um so yeah, the Bengals, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do there as far as T. Higgins goes. Maybe they try to hold on for this year. Hopefully, I mean, because they can tag them again next year. Um, so hopefully they can. If they keep them, they'll probably try to push to get a Super Bowl. Maybe that'll sway them a little bit, but I doubt it. And there's three other teams in the AFC North that aren't going to let them just go out and win a Super Bowl. One of those being the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, they're out here making moves too, right? I think it's an underrated move, but and it's being overlooked right now, but it shouldn't be. The Cleveland Browns traded for Jerry Jeudy, who I think people forget was a top draft pick in that draft for a very good reason. Tremendous talent, can route run, He's fast. I like the kid, right? I like him. Am I saying he's a world beater? No. But am I saying he could come in and be a number two or number three and easily tear a team up because the focus isn't mainly on him? Yes. That's what you need in today's NFL. You need two or three guys to go out there, two or three pass catchers to go out there and go do what you got to do. When you have that, it's hard to be stopped. When you have too many offensive weapons, it is hard to be stopped. There's too much going on. And that's what the NFL is predicated on now. How much can we get going? How much motion? How many players can we get out there at the same time? That's what it is in the NFL now. So stack up your weapons and let's see what happens. And that's what Cleveland's doing. They're gearing up for something. Now, a lot of this is going to be predicated on can Deshaun Watson turn into the old Deshaun Watson, or does Cleveland go get them a quarterback? I think they keep Deshaun Watson. There's a chance they trade him. There was trade talks. Don't know if it was trade talks from their end, but you know, he's one of those guys that I said if he gets on the move, it could be a surprise team trading for him, like the Chargers. But the Chargers seem to be all in all what they're doing. I don't know how their offense is going to be with Greg Roman, but we'll see. Um, so that's my quick little synopsis of the free NFL free agency thus far. It's been pretty hectic. Obviously, there's a lot going on. The Jaguars got a couple guys. Um, hold on. Jay says we do have draft picks. Let's see. We have two second rounders, third, fourth, two fifths, and a sixth. That's more than enough. It is not enough for Justin Jefferson. It is not enough. Justin Jefferson commands at least two firsts. I can almost guarantee that. I can almost guarantee Justin Jefferson commands at least two firsts. So a team with this year's first and next year's first will be the team to go after him. The Panthers are. They are. I spoke about it earlier, um, earlier in the show. The Panthers trading for Deontay Johnson, going out getting that offensive line, signing whoever they got. They're making the moves necessary to protect their quarterback and to push forward and get this kind of negative funk out the air where they talk about him. Chocolate Lady Cap is in the building. How you doing? Hope all is well. So I love what the Panthers have done thus far. Is it like is it one of those off seasons where you're looking like, oh snap, it's all big names? No. But it's important names. And sometimes that's what matters. Yes. Amari Cooper, Jerry Judy, and Devontae Adams have gone for less. But they're not Justin Jefferson. Let's be real. I love Devontae Adams, right? I absolutely love Devontae Adams. But you're not hearing about him anymore now that he's in Oakland. I'm sorry, Las Vegas with the Raiders. You're not hearing as much about Devontae Adams. And let's be real. As nice as Devontae is, and I love Devontae Adams. I wanted him in Baltimore. As nice as he is, he's not Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is younger, faster, probably stronger at this point, and the numbers he's putting up is outrageous. Whereas Devontae is more of a just a pure route runner, but Justin Jefferson is that pure route runner and more. And I love, like I said, I love Devontae Adams. Dude's a beast, right? He nasty, but you're hearing more about Justin Jefferson than Devontae Adams. Or is that just me? Is that just me? Because I feel like I'm hearing more Jettas than Da. Just saying. Like I'm not saying the dude's not a good receiver. He's still tremendous talent. I just think it's leaning more towards Justin now being the best receiver in the league than Devontae. And I think when Devontae left, it was because it was one of those situations where it was, and it's probably going to get like this for Justin. So I can see where you could say that that should be enough for Justin, but it was one of those situations where he wanted out because his quarterback was gone, and he wants out. Now Justin wants out, but they have an opportunity here to get a quarterback and change the outlook of things. Let's see. Jay says, I would have to disagree. Devontae is QB proof. Jettis is scared to get the ball thrown to him by Sam Darnold. If he was him, no QB can hold him back, in my opinion. I respect that. I actually like that opinion. I actually like that opinion. Um, that's a very good opinion. I don't think he's scared to get the ball thrown to him by Sam Darnold. I think he wants to win, right? Because while Devontae Adams is QB proof, as you say, he's not winning now. He's not winning because he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers, so he's not winning. I think, like any good wide receiver or great wide receiver, you want a good or great quarterback so that you can be a good or great winner as well. Because the numbers, yes, the numbers add up, the numbers get you paid, but the numbers plus wins will get you paid even more. Because now it becomes he attributed to a Super Bowl. He attributed to this playoff record. He attributed to, whereas when you just get the numbers, it's just like, well, he's stacking numbers, but the team ain't doing nothing. He's stacking numbers, but the team can't win with the darn. You know what I'm saying? So I think in the moment, Justin's numbers for what he would command for a trade are higher than what Devontae would at the time. At the time. Because when Devontae wanted out, Devontae when Devontae was getting ready to leave, it was because they knew the Packers were blowing it up. Whereas the Chiefs might, I mean, not the Chiefs, sorry, the Vikings might be in a possible situation where they could get their QB, keep their quarterback, and be contenders. I listen. I agree. The point that's the point I'm making though. That the point I'm making is that Devontae was winning because of his QB, right? Because he had a great QB. So Jay Jettis isn't. What the point I'm making is that he doesn't want. It's not about being scared of having Sam Darnold throw him the ball. It's about get me a winning QB so we can win together. Get me a good QB to throw me the ball so we can win together. Because let's be real, Sam Darnold, you could get he's Jay Jettis is going to catch the ball no matter who's throwing it to him. But the better the QB is, the better placement of the ball, the more touchdowns it equals. Not just for you, but for your team. It means you're winning. It means you get to win. You know what I'm saying? I think the point he's trying to make with wanting a better QB is y'all stuck me with mediocre for the first few years, and it got us nowhere. Now it's time to get greatness. Can you be mad at him for that? I mean, let's be real. The Panthers, you're a Panthers fan. Now, Brodney from LBHT was going over some quarterbacks that y'all had, especially since Cam Newton. It's y'all had some sorry QBs. But when was the last time y'all were winners? When you had Cam Newton, right? So he wants a winning QB. He wants to be a winner. Can you blame him for that? You get in the NFL not only to put up numbers, but to be a Super Bowl champion, right? Everybody wants to win. Nobody plays just to play. They want to win too. So can you blame Jettis for wanting to win? Like that's I think we forget how much that matters. We're like, oh, trade him here, do this. He wants to win. He's not gonna. So for me, that's why I say for me, a trade for him right now will cost more because he's going to look and he's going to say, well, if y'all want to trade me, right, y'all gonna have to get the best y'all can get. Because I think, like I said, the Vikings, I think they still believe if they draft the QB they want, and I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're going to try to get Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, to me anyway, is the most NFL ready quarterback in this draft. Yeah, I said it. Jaden Daniels. I think they're going to try to make a move in the draft to go get Jaden Daniels. As much as I keep saying I want Washington to get Caleb Williams, I think Jaden Daniels is the guy. So I think Minnesota is going to try to trade up and get Jaden Daniels. If they get Jaden Daniels, pair him with Jettas, this team could be very scary. Very, very scary, especially if they get a replacement running back, which I think they'll do in the second round of this draft. Very scary. And I, for one, would love to see that. But I think that is why Jetta's trading price will be more. Because I think the Vikings look at it and go, well, we're not giving up yet. So I'm going to need more for you to get him off my hands. It's not about health. It's not about skill or any of that. It's about what the team, the general manager, the owner, their mental thought process, the head coach on where the team is. If they believe all they need is a quarterback, then they're going to say, well, you got to give us an arm and a leg to get our wide receiver. If they think, we're going to rebuild completely, then they're going to say, all right, well, we give you him for, a couple toes and fingers. You see what I'm saying? Chocolate Lady Cap says she would be scared to have Darnold. Hey, he bad, but I'd be scared for the franchise, not for my personal stats. I'd be scared for the franchise because that means we're going to continue losing. Jay, I understand that, and no, I don't. But and no, I don't. But on a realistic side, injuries happen, and you get who you get. Wide receiver like DJ Moore, D Hop, just continue to make it happen no matter who throwing in the ball. This is true, right? But they don't win. D Hop hasn't won anything. DJ Moore hasn't won anything. I think that's where I say Jetta's mindset, I think, is I can catch the ball no matter who's throwing it to me, but I want to win. I think, and that's where I think our point is kind of. So I think we're seeing eye to eye, but the way we're just stating one thing differently. That's kind of pushing us off the topic a little bit. So, like you're saying, hey, a great receiver, it don't matter who the quarterback is, right? I'm going to get my numbers anyway. I'm agreeing to that, but I'm saying Jettas wants to win, not just be a great receiver. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we're kind of off a little bit, but I think we agree. But I think there's the added bonus of Jettas wants to win the championship. A lot of receivers, a lot of times, just want their numbers, and then at the back end of their career, they're like, you know what? Get me on the team that's going to win. I want a championship now. I think Jettas wants to start winning championships early, so he doesn't have to wait till his career is almost over to do it. We both know how that goes, though. Yes, he should then demand a trade to the Chiefs. That's not how it goes, though, right? Because if you say, I want to go to the Chiefs, either way, the Vikings are then going to look at the Chiefs and say, well, I need 2 first-round picks. I know my guy wants to go there. You know my guy wants to go there. Give me the best you got to get him. That's why these players make a list. They list which QBs they like to play with. So then their GM, the front office could go, okay, we're going to try to do right by you. We're going to talk to these teams. And in the process, those teams, that GM now gets to say, hey, I know my guy wants to go there, but I hold his contract. You got to give me the best you got. You know what I'm saying? So until the league comes to a consensus of we're not going to give you 2 first-round picks for him, he's going to be worth 2 first-round picks until they all the teams say, no, we're not doing that. Then it becomes less, and maybe you could get him with the 2/3, 2/5, 2 seconds, a third, 2/5, fourth. Maybe then you get him with that. But you think so? I honestly, I think so too. I think the Chiefs are one of those teams because they draft well everywhere else, and they got the best quarterback in the league. So why wouldn't you say, you know what, 2 first-round picks? Here you go, because those first-round picks are probably going to be in the 30s. This is going to be 30 to 32. At the lowest, it'll be 28. So you're right. I think they would. So let's hope that the situation isn't where he comes out and says, "Hey, I want to go to the Chiefs." Because if it is, then that's going to be a problem for the rest of the league for a long time to come with Pat Mahomes and Jay Jettis together. I don't even want to see that. I don't want to see JJ in the Chiefs uniform. That's got to be the scariest thing going. With Kelsey too? Mm-mm. That's disgusting. I mean, we thought it was bad when it was Tyreek. Now you got Jay Jettis, and I'm not gonna say he's better than Tyreek because Tyreek is nasty, but he's different. He's a different type of beast. Like we can't give Pat another guy like that. We can't. The league can't allow that to happen. But either way, it's been a fun off season. I'm intrigued by what's to come further into this off season. He said, "Hey, I don't know what that mean. I don't know what that mean when you say I'm doing a show. I'm just attempting, to get out here and make things happen. I think we spoke about this. I like doing this. I love doing this. It's fun. Um, I'd love to keep it rolling. Plus, the majority of their cap is tied up with Mahomes and now Chris Jones. So, got to make cost-efficient moves somewhere. Signing Jettis to a long-term deal would actually help the cap space. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Absolutely. Chocolate Lady Cap says that thought makes me nauseous. Hey, I hear that in J. B. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Hey, Jay, I just did a two plus. I just did a 2+ hour stream 2 weeks ago. I just did a 2+ hour stream 2 weeks ago. So, in 4 hours isn't gonna happen. I am not streaming tonight, Miss Yolanda. This is my replacement stream right here. I'm streaming today, this afternoon, so that I don't have to stream tonight. Because tonight my schedule's a little conflicted. Um, I was gonna stream tonight, but I'm getting my kids at 2 and 4. I'm taking them to the park, and then, you know, taking them maybe get some ice cream or whatever after, and then I probably won't end up home till 6. And then it's like scrambling to get them. I got to get them fed, with dinner and that type stuff. So probably wouldn't end up with the right amount of time I would need for tonight, especially since then I got to get up early in the morning to bring them to school. So it's I was like, you know what? I got the time now, so let me get on now. So I stream now. I'd rather stream now than not give a stream at all. You know what I mean? All right, have a good one. Have a good one. I hope all ends up well. And I see you. Listen, I see you in the Discord all the time. So y'all know where to find me. Yes, making room for Yolanda Thursdays. Yes, indeed, Miss Yolanda on Thursdays. 7:30. Oh, she's 7:30. She's streaming, by the way, and it will be a 2 hour stream. Um, B, that sounds good, right? B, that sounds good, but it's not always going to be able to be that way. So my schedule isn't as set. So, for instance, like next Thursday, I don't know if I'm going to have a show next Thursday because I got some things in the works right now, and I want to see how things come out, how things come together. Um, Also, as I mentioned, for those who weren't here earlier, Big Boy Talk episode 2 is hopefully coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I will be live with Big Boy Talk episode 2. Scheduling is a little difficult, you know. We have different situations we have to deal with. So, work schedules, other things planned, him my co-host being a hip hop artist, up and coming hip hop artist in and of himself. But we got some things we need to talk about, and it starting highlighted with his thoughts on Eminem and if Eminem is actually a great lyrical MC or not. He has an interesting take on it. I can't wait to get it on air so we can talk about it. Also, my thoughts and his thoughts on a post I seen where a female said, and I quote, if her man pays for her and her friends' food to eat dinner while out, then he can sleep with them as well. So he can sleep with her and the friends if he's paying for everybody. So it's going to be an interesting show. We got a couple things to talk about. So look out for Big Boy Talk episode 2. It's coming. It's coming. Um yes, Miss Yolanda, I do generally stream on Thursdays. I had a good streak there. I was taking over Thursdays because originally Thursday was supposed to be Jay's day to stream. And he had to take some time off. So I took over Thursdays. But it's enough time in the day for us all to do what we need to do on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't matter. Facts, Brandon. I like this. One of y'all can do 6 to 8, and the other one 8 to 10. Because the fact of the matter is, we need to provide great content for the people. Now, soon I will be covering the UFL when it's. I gotta go look up the debut, the inaugural season opening for the UFL. I hope I didn't miss it. My plans is to cover the UFL at some point once it begins. So that'll be interesting for me. Um, it's gonna be fun, man. I think the UFL is good for football culture. I wish they would have made it 16 teams, right? Kept all 8 teams from both sides, but they took it and combined it and made it into 8 teams, four on each side. So and it's gonna be the inaugural opening game. I believe is going to be the champs from each league facing each other. You know, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for UFL to start. It's gonna be some hard hitting spring football, right? Keep us going year round. We got the NFL draft. We got plenty to talk about. We got the hey Miss Yolanda. I don't know if you're still in the building, but how about them Orlando Magic? How how about that? How about them Orlando Magic and the bold prediction I had early this season, thus far paying off? I said they would make the playoffs this year. I said they would be possibly the 8 seed. Them Orlando Magic is sitting at number 5 right now. Okay? Let's go, Orlando. Let's finish the season strong. We're going to make these playoffs. Hopefully, it's the 5 seed. I hope we hold on to this 5 seed so we ain't even got to deal with the play in. We're going to make these playoffs and we're going to make some noise. I'm waiting. I can't wait for it to be official that the regular season's over, playoffs start, we're in, so I could talk to Mr. Hendo at the Rogue Pod and tell him I told you so. I'm dying for that one. I can't wait. So big up to Orlando. Great season they got going so far. Let's keep it up. We'll talk in future episodes. We'll talk, especially come tournament time. We're going to talk about the NCAA basketball, both women's and men's, because my UConn Huskies are a threat. And I'm telling y'all now, double chips this year. All right, UConn. I don't care. I don't care about South Carolina. I don't care about LSU. I don't care about. I don't care about Iowa. I don't care about none of them. UConn, double chips, men's and women's. All right, our women's team is gonna get healthy. We going strong. All right, UConn, let's do this. All right, we getting all the basketball chips this year. Y'all, thank you for coming through. Once again, look out for Big Boy Talk coming soon, episode 2. All right, I love y'all. I've missed y'all. Thank you for coming in. Please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're looking for some good merch, like this one here, like this shirt here that I have on, Etsy.com/ living big with Big Reg. I got my own attire going on over there. Please go enjoy it. It's comfortable. A lot of positivity in it. Um, get it. You'll like it. I promise you'll love it. All right, I do. This stuff is so soft, and I absolutely love it. All right, y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all. Peace.